In the last lesson, you changed properties in Design View, but it's also possible to do the same thing in Source View. This is useful when your page contains hidden elements or is too complicated for Design View to display properly. Some developers prefer to work in Source View most of the time. In this lesson, you'll change the properties of controls on your page in Source View. First, open the Shining Stone sample file from your Sample Files folder. You will find it in the Sample Projects subfolder. Next, open buy.aspx in Source View. Remember that you can switch to Source View by clicking the Source button at the bottom of the window. We're now going to change the properties of a control in Source View. Find the line that begins ASP textbox ID equals textbox address 1 and click on it. The line is highlighted in grey. You will see that textbox address 1 is automatically selected in the Properties window. Find the text property in the Properties window and set it to Enter Address. After a brief delay, Enter Address appears on textbox address 1's line of code. View buy.aspx in your browser now. As you can see, the text property has placed the text Enter Address inside the Address 1 text box. The text property is useful when you want to display default text in a text box control. Close your browser and return to Visual Studio now. Delete the contents of the text property and press Enter. The text is removed from the line of code. View buy.aspx in your browser again. As you'd expect, the text has been removed from the text box. Whenever you change properties using the Properties window, the page's code is being updated. This also works the other way around. If you change properties in Source View, they will change in the Properties window. Close your web browser and return to Visual Studio now. Although you can use the Properties window to change properties while in Source View is really intended to be used to edit code manually. Click in the space just after ASP:textbox underneath Address 2. Type the following code: text equals, begin inverted commas, enter address, end inverted commas, and a space. You have just manually set the text property of textbox address 2 by typing the correct code. View buy.aspx in your browser again. The text has been placed in the second text box, just as you'd expect. Close your browser and return to Visual Studio, and remove the text property by deleting the code you just added. Source View can be useful as it displays all of a page's code. There are some things that Design View is incapable of displaying, but Source View will always contain everything. Close Visual Studio now, and click Yes to save changes if prompted. You've now completed Lesson 113, Change Properties in Source View.